Hello and welcome back to Boxing Social in association with Betfred. My name is Ayman. We're here in Bournemouth with the one and only Chris Billam Smith, who said it would feel surreal in the build-up to this fight. Does it feel surreal, Chris? You finally got what you wanted.
Yeah, you know, it is a bit surreal, but it's an amazing occasion for me. Such a historic event for the town.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, amongst obviously getting interviews and being amongst the scene, being somewhere different like Bournemouth, the real vibe, real good feel here. But Chris, you've been leading up to this fight week. Isaac Chamberlain is the opponent. Talk to me about Isaac as a fighter.
Really good fighter. I think massively underrated because he's been away for a while and boxed sort of at a lower level since his rebuild. But very talented fighter, probably my hardest opponent to date style-wise, so it's a great challenge for me and one I'm really excited about.
If you were to highlight maybe one specific danger, I'm sure there are more than one dangers for Isaac as a fighter, what's the one thing that you feel like you really have to look out for at the weekend?
Probably his counter-punching. You know, he's a good counter-puncher, he's slick, he slips some punches really well off his slips and stuff, so I'll probably say his counter-punching.
Is there a feeling of increased pressure on your shoulders with this? You've backed yourself here, Chris. You're here, you've got Bournemouth, you've got what you wanted, you've got to deliver as well.
Absolutely, and that's what it's about. Pressure's a privilege, as I always say, and you're doing something right when that pressure's on, and you have to perform. That's when you're at the very top, but you have to perform. So I'm really excited about that.
As the man at the helm of the Perfect Athlete podcast, as a perfect athlete, do you have to do something different with that pressure as you prepare for this fight?
No, if anything, it's trying to keep it as simple and basic as normal. There's more interviews, there's a few more pictures to take with people, but really it's just another fight week, and it's just about getting in there on Saturday night and getting in the ring and doing the job.
A lot of talk about your position. This is a one-fight deal with Boxer. You have an existing deal with Matchroom. What's the position with you going forward?
I'll be a free agent after this fight. I've just obviously been on with Matchroom for many years. It's for me. It was just about getting this one fight in Bournemouth and backing myself for that, and then win this, and hopefully, obviously, there will be more interest.
You're in the excellent position in the rankings. A win over this keeps you in that excellent position. Masternak is number one, you're number two, I believe, in the rankings. Are you kind of maybe looking for Lawrence to give him a nudge to get him, say, go on, move up to heavyweight, let me have my time?
Yeah, giving him a few extra burgers and whatnot, a few more milkshakes. But no, it's look, Lawrence has got his own plan. We're both on our own plan, and the timing. You know, he'll want to unify, but there's other belts. So I guess that's how fortunate we are in the four-belt era. There's other belts, so we don't have to clash. We're good friends, so it's we've sparred hundreds and hundreds of rounds, and we're obviously under the same gym. So Lawrence will do what he's got to do, and I'll do what I've got to do, and we'll both be. Obviously he's a world champion. I will become a world champion.
Looking at the cruiserweight scene, it seems like with here over Boxer, they've got someone ready-made, a rematch. Richie Rackport getting a lot of spotlight on Boxer too. Is that a rematch you want to have, or is that something that maybe doesn't make sense right now?
Probably not right now. I think I'm aware this is a business and not just a sport. And from a business point of view, his management team and my management team would probably want a world title on the line for that fight. And I think even the broadcasters and the promoters would want that as well. So it's very much about just getting that fight's about the time and what's on the line, and I think a world title will have to be on the line for the rematch.
Your thoughts about the cruiserweight division? We saw Breedis overthrown by Jai Opetaia. Brilliant effort from Jai to get the belt there from Breedis. Your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I actually thought he would beat him, just because of Breedis' age, inactivity, and the fight was getting pushed back. But the people see it as an upset because Jai's not a big name, but when you actually look at him boxer for boxer, I thought he'd just be a bit fresher, and that's basically how the fight went. He was a bit fresher, super skilled, Jai Opetaia, great feet, great hands, good movement, and yeah, a really, really good fighter.
You must be blessed as well to be in a thriving gym and sharing the bill with some of the members of the thriving gym. A word on Hassan and Caroline, who also feature on the bill.
Yeah, I'm honoured to have them on my undercard. They're absolute gems to have in the gym. They're brilliant people, first and foremost, and terrific fighters. So to have them in the gym and on my undercard's an honour for me. Not to mention the rest of the undercard, the likes of Fraser Clark and Ben Whitaker and Joe Pigford, and my friend Lee Cutler's on the card as well. So it's a great undercard, and I'm really honoured to be headlining it.
Final couple of things from me. I just want to get your thoughts on a lot of talk about rumours of a Ben Eubank Jr. fight. Your thoughts on that one?
It's a business, like I said earlier. Ben Eubank's always going to pull punters in. A really interesting fight, and I don't think it's as one-sided. A lot of people think just because Eubank's bigger. I think he hasn't looked terrific under Roy Jones, and Conor's punch output and his movement is very, very good. So, you know, if that goes to points, it genuinely would not surprise me if Conor gets a nod. And like I said, I don't think it's the best Eubank under Roy Jones. I think the best Eubank was a few years ago, probably around the time George Groves boxed him. And yeah, so I wouldn't like to pick anyone in that fight, but if I did, I probably would go with Conor on points.
A lot of talk about how Anthony Joshua has to approach his rematch with Usyk to get the win. Your thoughts on that one too?
Yeah, similar to the first fight, he stopped throwing body shots after about 4 rounds. And I think they're key when you're at heavyweight against the mover. You've got to hit. If you can punch that hard and you're such a big brute, you've got to be able to try and slow them down and stop the feet moving, and then find those shots. So you've got to you've got to be able to beat him up, but not just go balling in forward, doing what he's got to do, and just beating him up.
I guess I'll leave the final word for you. For people who are tuning in, people who are going to be there in Bournemouth on Saturday night, what can they expect to see from you?
Just a great night, a great performance, and a great win from myself. And thank you to everyone who's bought a ticket and continues to support. It's amazing and an honour for me.
The gentleman, Chris Billam Smith. Thank you so much for speaking to Boxing Social. All the best, sir.